flooding. Was it hail too? Or just
Wow. I love nature. I love nature.
Okay.
there's no more drought in Vegas?
Okay.
No more drought.
Yeah. Have you ever been in Las Vegas when it flash floods like that?
Oh my God, I was there
It's
this
on.
weekend.
Yeah.
We kept getting these flash flood alerts on our phone. Like first it was until 3 o'clock, then it was until 5
Mr. Chair, I
o'clock, then it
believe we're
was
ready when
until
you are.
8. Scary.
The meeting of the Planning Commission will come to order. Please and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of America. Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the Deputy City Clerk please call roll?
Yes, Chair. Commissioner Uva,
Present.
Commissioner Dorothy,
Present.
Vice Chair Ortiz is excused, and Chair Owens.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
This is the time set aside for oral communications from the Planning Commission. Does any commissioner wish to make an announcement or report on a conference, meeting, or request items for future agenda? Commissioner Uva?
Nothing for me.
Thank you. And Commissioner Duarte?
Nothing for me else.
And I have nothing, thank you. Does the interim, well, let's see, are we changing any titles tonight?
Not tonight.
All right. Does the interim community development director have any changes to this agenda?
No changes.
Does the interim community development director have any presentations?
No presentations tonight.
Thank you. Does the interim community development director have a report on city council actions?
No actions to report on tonight.
Thank you. Now is the time set aside for the public hearing for site plan review, conditional use permit, and variance application PLN-22-00034. Does the deputy city clerk have proof of publication?
Yes, Chair, I do.
And will the interim community development director introduce staff making the presentation?
Tonight, we have our principal planner, Guillermo Arriola, giving the presentation.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. Before you is application PLN 22-00034, a request for approval of a site plan review, conditional use permit, and a variance to provide the following. Facade improvements to the existing building, first and second floor additions with outdoor seating, live entertainment in the form of a DJ and karaoke, valet service, an off-site parking agreement, and a parking waiver, and a variance request to exceed the maximum allowable height within the front 12-foot step back by 5 feet. The property is located at the northeast corner of Downey Avenue and Second Street, and the property is zoned downtown Downey specific plan. And this is the current view of the restaurant. The project includes a 2,603 square foot expansion of the first floor, including an outdoor seating area at the front along Downey Avenue. The outdoor seating area will require an encroachment into the public right-of-way, for which the applicant will be required to obtain an encroachment permit from the Public Works Department. The Public Works Department has reviewed the plans and found that the proposed outdoor seating complies with the required accessibility requirements. And the outdoor seating will be surrounded by orange-colored tubular steel. I provided a, thank you very much, color materials board, just to give you an idea of what they'll be providing with for the facade improvements. The project also, so this is the first floor plan. The project also includes a 5,352 square foot second floor addition, also with outdoor seating. The first floor will be remodeled. The kitchen will be relocated to the, I guess you can say, the back half of the building, the new portion of the building, and which will include a majority of the back of house, such as the walk-in cooler, the dishwashing area, electrical room, trash enclosure, and secondary service elevator. The first floor also includes tuck under parking for 3 vehicles, which will take access off the alley. The second floor will include additional seating, a second kitchen, and an outdoor seating area facing Downey Avenue. Access to the outdoor seating area will be by a double door and 4 foldable doors, glass foldable doors. The facade improvements include preserving the existing brick along the front and side elevations, as well as the front canopy. The addition will also include gray wood siding and 2 new windows along the first floor to match the existing windows, and those are it's on the south elevation shown above. Excuse me. The second floor will also include glazing flanked by gray stucco columns. Horizontal gray wood siding is also proposed along the upper portion of the building. The east facade will include the same elements, horizontal wood siding, gray stucco columns. Oh, sorry. And the proposal also includes a 30-foot high glass elevator with dark brown anodized framing at the front property line. The elevator will provide a defining architectural feature to the building and will also serve as a sound attenuation measure, as it will buffer the outdoor seating area facing Downey Avenue from the view apartments on the south side of 2nd Street. The project requires a total of 70 parking spaces. 3 parking spaces will be located on site. And the applicant currently has an off-site parking agreement with Downey Methodist Church. It's been ongoing since it was Cielo, and it will continue with this project. 28 spaces will be provided there. The applicant will also be participating in the parking waiver agreement for the remaining 39 spaces, which requires an annual fee for each space. The proposal also includes valet service. Again, there's a current valet service now, and it will continue with this project. The drop-off area, pickup area is, many of you have seen it. It's on 2nd Street, just east of Downey Avenue. And one of the conditions, and the route for valet service is provided on the screen. As you can see, they're not using Downey Avenue to access the site, and this is to reduce the amount of traffic on Downey Avenue. So they go down 2nd Street, make a right on New, and head up to Downey Methodist and come back. Again, just cross Downey Avenue and not use it for valet services. Live entertainment will be in the form of a DJ and karaoke. Dancing is not proposed. A condition of approval has been added to prohibit dancing at this location. Live entertainment may not be played or conducted within the 2nd floor, or 1st or 2nd floor outdoor seating areas, again, to reduce the possible noise impacts associated with live entertainment. As with other projects that include foldable doors and windows, a condition has been added that requires the foldable doors to remain closed during live entertainment periods. Conditions of approval have also been included to address any possible noise impact associated with the operation of the restaurant. The hours of operation are Sunday through Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 12 a.m., and Thursday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Live entertainment, 6 p.m. daily, 6 p.m. till 30 minutes before closing. Security, Sunday through Wednesday, 2 security guards will be posted between 6 p.m. and 12 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, 5 security guards from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. The security plan also includes 58 security cameras located throughout the restaurant. The DRC reviewed this project earlier this year, and most of the departments provided standard conditions of approval. However, the fire department did require a secondary elevator. It is located at the rear of the building, and this secondary elevator is to provide so it can accommodate medical transport equipment, which the front elevator cannot do. The police department also required a security plan, and they have tentatively approved the plan. They've worked with the applicant on it, but they want to reserve final approval once construction is complete and right before the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. This is to make sure that they didn't miss anything when the final plans and final construction has taken place. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my presentation. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Ariola. From the dais, Commissioner Uva, questions of staff?
Yes. After reviewing the resolution that was from 2015 and then comparing it to the resolution for this proposed for today, there was a couple things that I noticed there that perhaps are not included in this, and I'm not sure if they should be included. There was something in the previous one about the noise not to exceed 65 decibels. I don't see any language in there in the new one regarding that.
There is a condition 20.
Okay, I missed it. Okay.
It is condition number 26.
Okay, perfect.
In fact, 25, 26, and 27.
You're right.
All kind of deal with noise. Deliveries are prohibited between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. as well.
Okay, great. I also noticed some language in the previous one, and I'm not even sure if it applies now, but something about sound was to face west towards Downey Avenue and lighting was to face west towards Downey Avenue. Is that applicable now?
Well, the second floor is going to be enclosed.
Okay.
So the difference between the previous project and the one that is before you tonight is that project had an open second floor. And in this case, the project's enclosed. So except for the front outdoor dining area. But as you can see, this is the south elevation, the elevator and the landing, that little lowered area in between the higher portion, that is actually going to serve as a buffer to the outdoor seating area on the second floor. And because it has foldable doors, we've added a condition of approval that requires that those foldable doors be closed during periods of live entertainment.
Okay, so then it's that second floor outdoor lighting is blocked by the building to prevent noises. That's what you're talking about, right?
Noises. However, we can add a condition that requires that all lighting be directed or shielded from Second Street, so that obviously there's no impacts to the apartments.
And that's my biggest concern tonight is the apartments and those 50
Sure.
units and those residents that live in there.
In fact, in speaking with the applicant, that's one of the reasons why they came forward with this was because there were so many complaints with the open
Yes.
lounge area that they came forward with an enclosed area. And furthermore, that allowed some type of music, whereas this one, even though it's kind of buffered by the buildings around it, will not be allowed to have any type of live entertainment or karaoke on the outdoor seating areas.
Okay, and the foldable doors, are they made of some sort of material that they absorb sound or I think of a foldable door as just a flimsy little door, but I'm guessing it's not, right?
I don't believe, the architect is here to answer any questions, but
Okay.
I don't believe that they would be flimsy only because technically you need to be able to secure the building.
Correct.
So they really couldn't be that flimsy.
Okay,
At the end, you can,
Sure.
you can ask the applicant.
sure. Okay, I still have a few more questions.
Sure, no
I'm sorry,
problem.
I wrote notes down. The building height issue. So in the downtown area, the building height is 3 stories or 25 feet?
45 feet.
Okay, so it is 45 feet. So the building itself is in compliance and the elevator isn't, well, no, I guess the elevator is not considered a building, so therefore it's not in compliance? Is
Well,
that the issue?
It is a building. It's part of the building, but it's an architectural feature that whenever you have glass elevators, they're typically at the front of a building. And because you have an existing building, that was really the only location where it can be located. However, we feel that it's going to become a nice focal element to the downtown area. One of the findings or programs in the general plan is to create draws to the downtown area, and we feel that this glass elevator will be just that, and hopefully it serves as a catalyst for future development in the area.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Mr. Chair, if I can add a little more explanation as to what that provision is within the specific plan. Because the building height in the downtown core is 45 feet, 3 stories, what was built into it was the step back feature, and that's where anything above the 2 stories, which is typically equivalent to 25 feet, should be stepped back an additional 12 feet above 25. And that's just so that we can maintain that pedestrian realm in the downtown area, so you don't have these towering structures over you. And we still believe that staff was able to support the findings for the variance because it's just essentially the elevator shaft that's exceeding that by about 5 feet. The intent of that step back provision is still provided. You don't have a towering 45-foot tall building. It's still just a 2-story building. It's just the nature of what an elevator is. They need the additional mechanical equipment and to get all of it
Sure.
to function appropriately.
Understandable. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. The parking spaces, they're 39 short, and they're getting a parking waiver with the city. What does that mean?
So businesses in the downtown area are allowed to, because there's public parking throughout the downtown area, they're allowed to participate in the parking waiver agreement with the city. And they are required to pay an annual fee per space so that this money can be used for future projects that will alleviate parking in the downtown area, either through purchase of property or through construction of another, let's say, parking structure.
Sure.
But all that, so they're required to pay an annual fee for these spaces.
Okay, so then, what do they call them when you, guests of the restaurant, can't think of the right word I'm trying to say.
Customers?
Patrons of the restaurant, yes, then conceivably park in that structure and walk. It's just probably, what, a couple of blocks?
Well, and that's a whole, one of the goals for the downtown area
Yeah.
is to promote walkability. By parking in these, in the public parking lots, you make people walk to where they want to go. It provides both exercise, a
Correct.
healthy environment, and 2, visibility for these patrons to see what else is on either 2nd Street or 4th Street or 3rd Street. And perhaps maybe, hey, I'm going to go to the locker, that locker place because I see all these hats or
Yeah,
all this gear.
stand in
I'm going to
line.
make sure to come back. And it provides visibility to many of the existing businesses in the downtown area.
True, I mean, us Downey residents, we're not used to walking.
I could say that about Southern California in
I
general.
remember when I was on Public Works Committee and they did that whole study of the parking in downtown Downey, and the lady got up there that did the presentation and she said, you Downey residents, you just don't walk. You just want to pull up and walk into the location that you're going into.
Yeah, how many times do you go around the block looking for that one spot in the front where you
Exactly.
could just park 1 block away?
Yeah, exactly.
just walk.
Totally agree. Okay, so then my next question is the live entertainment. It says specifically DJ and karaoke.
Yes,
A live band would not be allowed.
that is correct.
Do we need to state that? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Crystal, if they were to apply for a special event permit where they perhaps maybe have like a mariachi, would that be done under a special event permit? Or
Similar to like the other the other events are special event permits because they're taking place outside of the restaurant. Activities within the restaurant wouldn't be eligible for a special event permit. If the commission felt that for certain special events, you can condition that now because the way that the resolution is written and the way it would be interpreted by any future staff would be that it's very specific to the type of live entertainment. So a band, live entertainment, those types of musicians would not be allowed.
Okay.
We can further specify that for
Okay.
you, or if it was a desire of the commission, we can limit that to only special events, and we can identify what that is and whether it's one musician, 2, and so forth.
Okay, got it. And then the hours of operation for the live entertainment, the 11:30 Sunday through Wednesday and the 1:30 Thursday through Saturday. I don't know. How do we all feel about that? I'm not sure. Is that a little too late? I'm not sure. Just because of the building across the street, the Downey, what's it called? The Downey View?
are you speaking about
The live entertainment portion. I mean, I'm guessing that by the entertainment being indoors, not going outside. So that's my last question then. As you as a staff member, you strongly feel that the parameters that we've got in all of this resolution and everything, the residents of that building will not hear any noise?
If I can interject on that, staff did work with the applicant. The original request was to have live entertainment later during the week, Monday through Thursday. Staff did suggest changing the hours to what is proposed tonight because this is consistent with what the commission has approved for other businesses in the
Okay.
downtown.
Okay.
So we feel the consistency is appropriate.
Okay, do other businesses in that area have live entertainment at the present time?
I believe so, yes. I believe the last one on Downey Avenue that came before the commission was
Bella Lounge.
Bella Lounge. Yeah, that was the last one.
That hasn't
I think
opened
DB
though,
Lounge
right?
is
Not
also-
yet.
Okay.
Right, but there is one that's open. It's right in the center.
Is it
of
the Mambo Grill
Mambo
or
Grill,
Joseph's?
that's it. Mambo
Okay.
Grill, yeah.
Okay. That's all, Guillermo. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Commissioner Duarte, questions of staff?
Yes, I'd like to just piggyback on, ask that question with the live entertainment. Just because when I read this, I see what what staff is recommending, but it did seem that the applicant is actually asking for something a little different. Has that been worked out, or is the applicant still asking for the time difference? And I think where it says here is that they were proposing 6 to 1 daily, and then the staff recommendation was 6 to 12 and 6 to 2 on Thursdays through Saturday. So is that, did they come to an agreement, or is the applicant still asking for?
Yes, they came to an agreement.
Okay. Yeah, that was a little unclear. Okay. All right, and then, let's see what else? In terms of the valet, I see it's like east of Downey Avenue on Second Street. I know that previous also, I think that's where the rideshare pickup was situated. What's going on with the rideshare area? Is there going to be a designated area or not?
I'm not familiar with the ride share.
There used to be like a pickup for like Uber, Lyft. It was kind of located on Second Street.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the answer to that. The architect is here. He's worked with the restaurant for quite some time. Perhaps maybe he can provide additional information on
If I
that.
may interject, actually, that is, the commissioner is correct. I believe that was something that the Public Works Department was going to initiate in the downtown. I don't remember being directly involved with it, but if my recollection is correct, there was going to be designated spaces within the downtown. I don't think that was actually implemented. I know it was a discussion item at a council meeting, but it is something that we should follow up with Public Works, especially in the downtown, because we want to continue to attract, different businesses in there. So we can follow up with that, and we can at a future meeting let you know what the status of that is.
And if I could add, I remember, as I've sat on a couple of commissions and previously, there was talk by Public Works to push a rideshare zone. It would have been west of Downey on Second Street
okay.
at New Street. So the pickup would be in that area, then the escape route would be up New, join Downey if you were going north, say to the freeway, 5 freeway, or turn around and go the other way. So, but yeah, it never materialized beyond that I recall. If that helps.
Okay. Yeah, I know there was discussion of it. I just didn't know if it was implemented.
they locked it down.
Yeah. Okay. And then, in terms of the 3 parking on site, you said it's under the east elevation. There's 3 parking spots. Are any of those like are those handicap areas, or just wondering?
Yes, one of the parking spaces is an accessible parking space. Right there, stop one.
Okay, so one of the 3.
Yes, one of the 3. And that complies with the minimum requirement. Anytime you provide any type of parking on site, one of them must be accessible up to 25, and then it goes up to 2.
Okay. See if I have any other notes here. And then I guess just following up on the live entertainment, I think Ms. Uva brought up a, good point, in terms of, if there's gonna be a mariachi for a Mother's Day or, Cinco de Mayo, stuff like that, have the applicant asked for that? Has that been, and has that been something that has been discussed in terms of, the CUP?
Mr. Duarte, the application did not include, it only include mariachi. It only included DJ and karaoke. However, I do understand how a Mexican restaurant may want to provide a mariachi now and then on special occasions. Again, the applicant is here. You may want to ask him that question to see if that's something that they're interested in, and we can then definitely provide a condition of approval
All right,
to address it.
thank you. That's all my questions.
And I have none, thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Because you guys asked all the things.
Yeah, true.
It was very thorough. Before I open the public hearing and call the applicant or his or her representative, this would be the time for the planning commissioners to disclose any pre-hearing site visits or pre-hearing discussions that the commissioners may have had about the project. Commissioner Uba.
None for me, other than just driving up and down Downey Avenue for normal, traveling.
Sure. Commissioner Duarte?
None for me.
And I have none. The public hearing is now open. Will the applicant or his or her representative please come forward to give testimony? And if you would, please name, address for the record.
My name is Luis Niebla. Address is 211 North Citrus Avenue, Covina. I am not the architect. I work for the restaurant. So.
All right. So some of the commissioners had questions, and you heard them, and maybe they'll readdress them, but we want to know more about your project, sounds like. So Commissioner Uva, please.
Oh, my question?
Yeah.
Let's see, what were my questions for the applicant? Okay, there's something in there about that all doors and windows are to be closed during live entertainment. My question to you is, sorry. My question is concerning the opening and the closing of the doors and the windows during the live entertainment. Are you going to have a specific person? Is it going to be a server? Is it going to be a manager? Is it going to be someone that's assigned to make sure that those doors are closed when the karaoke and the DJ starts his?
Absolutely. We have systems and procedures set in place for every staff member and every position, and that's how we're able to train and promote within.
Okay.
So although it doesn't look like it, but we actually are on a schedule where we operate the restaurant. Things happen. We dim the lights at a certain time depending on daylight savings. So our real purpose is trying, while you're in the restaurant, to enjoy the experience and not so much the you're looking at the bill and it's more of, wow, I had a great time. I enjoyed the people with me. I enjoyed my family at the moment. So we try to romanticize that, if you will.
Okay, because I mean, like you heard me say previously, my concern is for those residents. I know how many of them complained with the MCLO, and they always just felt like their complaints were just not answered, and the music continued and all of that.
So when we took over that building, is this better or should I leave? Yes. Okay, great. So when we took over that, it had an open second floor.
Correct.
We are proposing a enclosed second floor. Our kitchen is heavy in the back, and that's why we decided to put more of the kitchen, more of the business side towards the back in the alley. Easy for us to load, prep, transport, and cook. Everything goes in the back there. The open windows would be dual pane or triple pane, depending on cost and
Sure.
Title 24 is a big issue when it goes to building permits, is the efficiency of it. We're fighting the sun. So we're looking at there's, 3 pane windows that work in hotels for airports and stuff like that. So we're not really concerned about the sound. The little small area that we have outside, we would love to enclose that. And if you guys recommend we enclose that, we can. But we would rather have that all enclosed so that it's all inside. So just the dining experience on the rooftop is good. We're not making it a focal point of the restaurant. It's more inside dining. And it's like the elevator, you walk through the inside of the restaurant and you're enjoying the seating and the view And that's kind of the game plan for that.
About how many seats are upstairs in that open area?
I would have to look at my notes, but I think we are,
Like under 50?
no, we're more than 50 upstairs.
More than 50,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we have a bar, we have a full kitchen upstairs.
Okay.
The back elevator, I think the front elevator was designed so that it's gurney. The fire department did not require gurney. We're using the back elevator to transport food to the front. So those were based on our notes. So I'm kind of, just to be clear, I think the front was not required to be a gurney elevator because we had the 2 stairways, but we're making it as compliant with the fire department as they require.
Correct. And then there's 91 conditions to this resolution. I'm sure you're aware of that. Are you comfortable with complying and following all of these conditions?
Yes, I think that we've gone the back and forth, and it's meeting in the middle. It was the experience with with the police department, for example, is because of structural, we didn't go ahead and spend the money on structural yet, but because of the structural, we'll know exactly where to put the cameras, how the office is going to sit. We don't have a stage. I know entertainment's a big, huge thing. To us, and we have 2 other, we're having the operating restaurant now, and we have other restaurants in the city. We don't operate that way. We're a family restaurant. We want you to feel like you went out, had a good time, and didn't go to a nightclub. You didn't have bottle service. You can meet somewhere for drinks with family and friends a couple of times a week, and we want to maintain that. So we're very excited about having people walk through, because it's, as they're walking, they go, hey, let's go into here.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It is very nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
That is all for me. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Commissioner Duarte, question of the applicant.
I guess just following up on the live entertainment, you've heard that, just a disc jockey, no dancing. Have you contemplated, having maybe like on special occasions, mariachi band, stuff like that? Or are you just fine with the disc jockey and?
Yes, we would
TV.
like the option for like Mother's Day to have the mariachi. We are not looking to have a 15-man mariachi band. It's more of the excitement and the nostalgia of remembering and having the moms there. And we have a lot of grandmothers and a lot of the restaurants. Thank God, we get pretty full with families. Elderly people visit from out of the country and come in here. Let me take you here, and we don't see that as a staple for us. It doesn't. It's not something we're looking forward as a staple. We would like to have it, especially with the World Cup. Mexico's winning. We're going in. So to have a mariachi on a Cinco de Mayo or Mother's Day, that would be great, but not on a regular basis. It would be a handful of times a year, if that. It's not something we're looking to have throughout the year.
Okay. But it is a condition you'd like to see?
Yes,
included?
and we would apply for it, inform you of it. However it is, we would address it. It would be something that's planned. It wouldn't be spontaneous, unless obviously we went to a playoffs and it's the very next day. So.
And then just following up, the other restaurants you run in the city, in terms of that, at those you have mariachi sometimes, or?
No, we have the option on those. We have not exercised that. We are, for lack of better terms, we had to reinvent ourselves almost on a daily basis after COVID. And cost is still an issue. A 99-cent taco only sells for 99 cents. And our job is to make it for less and be able to maintain that price. And sometimes it's just an additional cost that I know all the prices are going up. It's just it's not in our budget at this time, but we would like to have that as an option. We have not exercised that. I think we brought one in when we got the keys or opened, but that was more for us as a friends and family, but not to the public.
Okay.
Great.
No further questions.
I just have a comment. I think this is a well thought out, proposal here. I think you've covered the bases. I'm completely satisfied. The noise has been reduced, on behalf of the residents of the housing across the street. So, but I have no questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may, again, because it is stated that it's not part of the primary business activity, but you would like the option, a tentative condition can be added tonight that would read something like live entertainment is allowed to include a mariachi or similar live band on holidays or special events on no more than 5 occasions per calendar year. Would that be reasonable?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's more than enough.
You like that? Yeah. And you like it inserted at around 18? So we see it in the conditions,
18.
number 18, is that, you might stick it along with 18 and then shift the other numbers?
Oops, I apologize. Yes, that can be a new 18, and then everything else would be renumbered after that.
Okay, so,
I apologize. If we added into that language that it be non-amplified, would that be satisfactory, or would
Sure,
you?
that's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Crystal, one more thing. For number 18, you mentioned holidays, but this one doesn't mention Mother's Day or Father's Day or anything like that.
No, I apologize for the confusion. So the condition that was just read into the record will be the new condition 18. 18 will then be renumbered to 19, and then everything will consecutively change after that. We're still keeping 18. 18 is a provision that would allow the business to remain open until 2 a.m. on Sundays, only when the following Monday is a holiday.
Great. Thank you.
okay. All right. Has there been any correspondence in favor or opposition? You can sit down, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, there has not been.
Thank you.
Please.
Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor or opposition of the application?
So, under condition of PLN 22-00034, conditional use permit variance, I will state this into the record. A damn racist has anything done right. I oppose this shit. I'm opposing the shit that you guys continue to add fees to these establishments that are just coming into Downey to provide the public not just an environment of eating, but an environment of, relaxation. And then you come up with this bullshit conditions about a noise variance. There is no noise variance. This is the downtown area of Downey. So again, I want you to amend a special permit waiver for this restaurant. You can do that for 1 year because at this point, COVID has screwed up a lot of businesses. And your restraints are just tremendously overbearing on a lot of businesses. Let's just face it. That's why I said, goddamn racist. Goddamn racist, Owens. Your fucking fees for permit and variances. In addition to that, I want you to do a handicap parking ratio, Mr. Duarte, because you brought that up. There's a ratio based on how many parking spaces are available at site. Don't say it's only one, because no fucking nigger is going to bring their family into a restaurant with just one parking for handicapped children or their senior parents. Because I sure fucking am not going to walk 2 blocks to a restaurant to eat when I want to park at a restaurant on a first come, first served basis and enjoy my meal. In addition to that, regarding the second elevator, that's just outrageous. You can't push someone in a business to add another opening for accommodate the fucking fire department. That's why they got ladders. Get their fucking fat asses to run up the stairs and save people, or climb up a ladder and save people, Owens. What kind of white fucking trash is that? And then in addition to all this, regarding security guards, what, is Downey that fucking bad? You have to have 5 security guards at one point, Thursday through Sunday? And in addition to that, the other 2? I tried to go into one of those clubs down there, and you know what they told me? You can't come in. And you know why they told me that? Because they're fucking racist. All I wanted to do was sit in there and enjoy something to eat during the day and cool off with my service animal, and your fucking department doesn't follow through. Stop discriminating against fucking niggers. Let us into your establishments to eat because we're paying for our cost of food. So I'm turning this into the record. My first statement, as I said, it's on there. I oppose this bullshit of fees and variances. Give the fucking company a break.
Good evening. This was not very well thought out. This is thrown together quickly for the benefit of District 5's representative on the city council. We all know what's going on here. We all know he wants his alley cleaned up behind the restaurant. It is crap. It needs to be fixed. There's no doubt about it. This is not a family restaurant. This is a full-on bar for Thursday through Saturday night. And if you try to drive through there on Thursday through Saturday night, it's a total zoo. It's a complete and total zoo. The valet parking is a joke. There's plenty of public parking if you want to go to a restaurant. You can walk a block or two. Everybody knows that. None of this should be approved until you get all the garbage off the sidewalks and give us our parking stalls back there. That'll open up some parking for your restaurant right there. Get rid of all that garbage up and down 2nd Street too. We don't need anybody driving cars down to New Avenue and making a right and going down to the Methodist Church and then have them come back and try to tell us there's a 3-minute turnaround. Have any of you ever gone out there and driven the car from where they want the valet parking to start and go over to the Methodist Church and then walk back to the restaurant? Has anybody done that? Absolutely not. It takes longer than 3 minutes. I've tried it. It's not true. Elevators. What if the elevators break down? Nobody mentioned any staircases in here at all. Where are the stairwells? How many are there? We don't know. 58 security cameras for a family restaurant? What the hell is going on in that restaurant? 58 security cameras. 5 security guards on Saturday evenings. Why do you need 5 security guards? This is way out of control. This is not a good fit for a bar, for young people to come down to. It's a total disaster. We want our parking spaces back. We want our sidewalks back. We want all the patrons inside. You know, I wouldn't mind if you wanted to add another story to your building, but come on, you're not fooling anybody here. You're not fooling anybody here. This should not be allowed until these things get cleaned up. Thank you.
The public hearing is now closed. Does the planning staff have a recommendation?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Staff recommends the Planning Commission adopt the attached resolution approving application PLN 22-00034 with condition number 19 added.
The rebuttal. Sorry.
Thank you, Guillermo. I'm going to take a step back. I forgot to offer the applicant a time to rebut any of the previous comments by either of the speakers. Would you like to rebut any of the comment? If it's no, it's no. All right, thank you. Now, I'm sorry, Guillermo, does the planning staff have a recommendation?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Staff recommends the Planning Commission adopt the attached resolution approving application number PLN-22-00034 with condition number 19 as read by 18 by Interim Director Landafazo.
All right. It's now time for the planning commission to deliberate. Does the commission have any questions at this time, or would the commission like to discuss the item? Commissioner Uva
I have no questions.
and Commissioner Duarte?
No, I don't have any questions. I think, I think the project looks nice. I congratulate staff and the applicant. It looks like they spent a lot of time going back and forth and coming up with something that, you know, that works for the site and for the city. So those are my only comments.
Thank you. I could agree with Commissioner Duarte. I think it's a well-thought-out project, like I stated earlier. I think all the issues and concerns have been addressed. I'm very excited to see the outcome. It's a beautiful rendering. Let's see that building sit there and look exactly like that. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, motion to adopt PLN-22-0034.
In a second.
I'll second it.
So I have a motion and a second. Could we please take a vote?
Just a quick clarification, does that include the amendment that was suggested by the interim planning director?
Yes, to
Okay.
include the
Yes.
condition
Okay.
number 18.
Okay, and that was read into the record. Okay, thank you. Just wanted to clarify.
The motion passes 3-0 with Vice Chair Ortiz absent to approve PLN 22-00034 for site plan review, conditional use permit and variance application as amended and read into the record.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to remind the applicant that the action of the planning commission will be final unless the matter is appealed to the city council with the appropriate fee within the next 15-day period as set forth in the city's municipal code. Next on the agenda, the non-agenda public comment. This portion of the agenda provides an opportunity for the public to address the planning commission on non-agenda, consent, and other business items within the jurisdiction of the planning commission and not listed on the agenda. It is requested but not required that you state your name, address, and subject matter upon which you wish to speak. Please limit your comments for non-agenda items to no more than 4 minutes. Pursuant to the Brown Act, no discussion or action other than a brief response, referral to the city planning staff, or schedule for a subsequent agenda shall be taken by the planning commission on any issue brought forth under this section.
Yes, question here is, why do we still have an interim city attorney with no name? Why can't we put a name to a face? And the reason behind that, because I'm going to explain the hypotheticalness of a resolution that was passed by another small city. And it went into the following section like this. Attached a list of claims and demands totaling $12,542,445.73 have been examined by the city treasurer and warrant through an exclusive hereby allowed amounts ordered paid out. Now, on the record, we have some individuals in this city that are involved with OMO, Olivares and Madruga, a law firm, LLP. And they have a very lucrative pyramid business, and that's to defund, rob, and steal from the public by padding their wallets and padding their bank accounts at the expense of the public of Downey. And I sure hell hope some of you are not involved in that, Madam City Attorney, because for Mr. Rick Olivares of Omani to be paying out, or I should say receiving paid out, $400 to $1,200 an hour and get a kickback from outside consultation, I find that very, very, very alarming. Just like when I received from the city of Downey my letter from Carl and Warren denying me my due process to seek a remedy and a resolution to my complaint on record. So as long as we got a big, dumb assemblywoman, mackerel mouth mayor who continues to suppress our free speech, deny us a public right to express ourselves, you're going to keep hearing about this because my understanding is the mayor, the assemblywoman to be, is working under OMLO LLP. Can you get that? Can you figure that out? Why do we have a mayor and a faggot, Trujillo, working for this OMO LLP, a law firm, off of the 12th floor of 500 South Grand Avenue, California, 971? Why? Matter of fact, some of you from Downey should call 213-744-0099 and maybe ask the question, is the mayor of Downey working for you? Does she got the credentials to do the job of stealing from the public? Because I sure hell know that when development and city attorneys and little multiple groups of groupies get involved in corruption, beware. 310-477-6565. The FBI is going to be looking to that $12,542,445.73 to prevent and stop this fucking corruption. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn it into the record now. Thank you.
All right, I want to stick with the restaurant. This was not very well thought out at all. This was actually the second time they had to submit it, because it had to be sent back to them to make some more adjustments. The young man that was here was not the architecture. He had absolutely no idea to talk about anything of the building or the floor plan. He had no clue. And nobody here has a clue either. You're just rushing this through because it doesn't fit what they want into the downtown area. Now we're talking about parking and driving. There's no minimizing the impact of traveling down there because of a lack of parking. You can't drive down Downey Avenue until you get those cement dividers off the curb. It's terrible down there. And if you come down there on Thursday through Saturday, it is a total zoo. It is not a family restaurant. Now, I don't mind them having some fun and having a bar and maybe going 2 stories, but let's not kid ourselves. There's no sound barrier or sound variance at all. The only variance you needed was for the 3-story elevator. That's all. We need to get this stuff off of the sidewalk, have the patrons inside, and if he wants to add a 2nd story, that's fine. No dancing, they said. Well, okay, what are they going to do in there? I don't know. Inside, DJ, absolutely everything needs to be inside, there's no doubt. But this was not well thought out because you can't drive that route to the Methodist Church and walk back. That's why we have Uber now. We don't need the ride share. That's over with. Even an old guy like me knows you call Uber or Lyft. Believe it or not, that's what you do. Okay. The quality design, architectural design, well, that's subjective. Does it fit? It sticks out like a sore thumb. The lighting and everything's going to go out towards Downey Avenue. I mean, it's bad enough now driving down there. You feel like somebody's going to jump out from behind the barrier because it's so tight in there. You can't drive it now if you're going to be distracted by lighting and music. All the music, everything should be inside, all the lighting inside. Parking should be brought back. Get the filthy, dirty tables and chairs off of the sidewalk. Have you walked through there lately? It's as bad as what Mr. Trujillo says the on and off ramps are on the freeways, and that the state should be ashamed of themselves, how filthy dirty it is over there. And he's going to send our mayor, Blanca Pacheco, to Sacramento to lobby to help clean this up. Well, why don't we have the mayor, Blanca Pacheco, lobby here in Downey to clean up the streets in downtown Downey? Oh no, she don't have time for that. She's busy. So don't try to blow smoke up our rear ends about how well thought out this was. Thank you.
Seeing nothing on the consent calendar tonight, does the interim community development director have any additional comments?
No comments tonight.
Thank you. With that, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Sir, you had 9 seconds left.
Not very